So you recently performed with Eminem in Hawaii to a huge. How many people were in the
stadium? I don't know.
It was a lot. It was a
It was
stadium.
a lot. It was like 30 to 50,000 people.
Insane amounts.
Yeah.
Wow.
First of all, tell me, what does meeting Eminem mean to you? I mean, was that something that you listened to a lot?
I haven't been like yes, of course. Like he's the first rap verse I ever memorized on Forgot About Dre. And you know, I was so young. I remember my sister took 2 sides of a tape. I'm dating myself right now, but these old cassette tapes, and she had it on each side of it that she had done for me. And dude, I mean, it's Eminem, bro. You know what I mean? It's like the GOAT. Yeah, so
the GOAT, really.
I was excited that he first and foremost had invited me to come do the show.
How did that invite come through?
It's a long story. It's a long story. It's like...
We got time.
Yeah,
but I understand
know.
If you don't want to say it.
I can't explain. But it was very cool. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. But I get this invite from him.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's recognition from really the highest place. Right?
Insane. So we're in Hawaii, and I'm there, and I'm just like really stoked. And I know I'm going to meet him. But the whole time I was like, cool, like whatever, like it's all good. Like, yeah, this is cool. And even in the stadium, like I wasn't really nervous about the fact that I'm in a stadium. I was just excited. It was my first time performing in Hawaii. I've always wanted to perform, never had. So I was just excited. And then I didn't realize the magnitude of shit until, his security guards tell my security guards to tell me that it's time. And so it's like a 7-minute trek through the stadium. Like I get in like a car and I go through all the gnarliest shit, and we walk there, and I'm there with Paul Rosenberg, who's over at Def Jam. He's the president of Def Jam, and he's his manager. So I don't know if you remember those old the first songs he would do, and he would Paul would call and be like, "You can't say this crazy ass shit," blah blah blah, and that was him. So we're there, and he walks me backstage, and who did I see first? I'm trying to remember. I think Alchemist came out. So Alchemist is an incredible producer. He's also a super ill spitter, and he's Eminem's DJ. And he's just he's worked with everybody. He's been around everybody, Primo and Dilla, and I mean, just huge staple in hip hop for me and for many others. And so he was super cool as shit. And then I saw Royce the 5'9", and Royce, me and him are homies. So seeing him made me a lot more comfortable, which was really awesome. And then Mr. Porter was there, and he was super cool. I didn't know. I was like, oh, I never met this guy. And he was just so just cool and open and nice. And then Eminem came out. And Eminem comes out in a fucking hoodie, and he's like, "Rapkin in a napkin." No, I'm just kidding. Napkin. Just get candy. Boxes. No, he was talking normally. Anyway, so he walks out. Super fucking cool, man. Just so. He's like, "Hey, what's up?" I'm nervous, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm fucking nervous." I just let him know. I'm like, "Yo, you guys, if I'm being weird, this is a big deal for me." And I was like, "Look, I get it." And I wasn't trying to sound I didn't say this because I didn't want to sound like an asshole, but it's I know what it's like when people are nervous to meet me.
Yeah.
And they're shaking and crying and shit. But I get it. And I'm always cool about it. But I didn't want to come off that way. But I also didn't want to come off disingenuine. What's up?
Yeah.
How's it
Hey
going?
man, nice to meet you.
Yeah. What's up, Marshall?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was genuine. I was just dude, if I seem a little weird or a little red in the face, it's because I'm gonna be honest. I'm so happy to be here with you.
Well, I'll say I saw you kind of gushing on
Twitter.
and I thought it was very sweet, very sincere.
Thanks.
I could tell you were so excited.
I was
I think it's good. It's such a meaningful experience, and you were very expressive about that. I think that's very cool.
Yeah, it had to be so honest. But the cool thing, I've met a lot of people, and they've so many of them have been insanely cool, and they invite you in, and it's like, "Hey, what's up?" And you guys just kind of talk for a while, and then if they want, because I'm not big on pictures. I don't want to invade anybody's space. I don't want somebody to think I'm there for a picture. But it typically tends to benefit both parties if you guys take a picture and post it on Instagram, because everybody gets excited that you're together. But they were like, "We want a picture," and I was like, "Oh my God, that's so cool." And so we took a picture, but the biggest thing was just talking hip hop. We talked about freestyles versus writtens versus the era we're in and the time and the shit you could say and the shit you can't say. And he's like, "I just say it," But it's just all this stuff. It was a really special experience, and I won't really get into what we talked about because it's a memory for me.
Yeah.
And it was really special. But everybody, it wasn't just M, man. It was Mr. Porter and Royce and Paul and Alchemist. They were all just so kind, and we were chilling for 20 minutes.
That's awesome.
I had to go to the stage right after that, and it was an incredible experience I'll always cherish. and he's a really good dude, man. And he just loves rap.
Right.
He just loves rap.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
pretty sick.
I'm glad you had that experience.
Me too. It was a.
Well, actually, you were supposed to come on the podcast last week.
That's why I
Right.
couldn't
And
do
then-
it. It was
yeah.
the same day.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, man, just so you know, I'm not going to... I heard from Dan, from your manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, Eminem invited him to do a show in Hawaii. And I was like, that motherfucker to blow me up for Eminem.
Totally.
No, I was like, oh, that's a legit reason.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. But I wasn't even like I met fucking Jay-Z and Beyonce, bro,
Yeah.
and they were super cool.
Right.
They were like royalty. It was weird.
They
walked
are
in,
like
and I was
royalty.
yeah, this is like insane.
Did they have that aura of royalty?
Yeah, they walked in like slow motion, like you know those like '90s movies when
Yeah.
the white girl walks in and it's like boom, 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 and it's like oh my god, it's Jenna.
Right.
Yeah, that was Jay-Z and Beyonce.
That's wild.
But Eminem, it was different. But I was also bombarded by Jay-Z and Beyonce. I was in New York at this spot called Legacy Records, which I love to go. Not to flex, but I was at Jerry Seinfeld's house.
Ooh, that's a flex.
That's a flex.
That's an
That
aggressive
is a
flex.
Yeah, and his
Don't
wife
flex on me like that.
and his
It
wife
hurt.
was like, "You got to try this spot," and I was like, "I really
You were
want to
at
get a
Jerry
steak."
Seinfeld's house?
Yeah,
Back it up. in Manhattan? Where does he live? Don't give me the address. I'm
yeah,
just curious what borough.
he's
I think
he's
it's
in the
public.
city. But the wild part is he wasn't there. So I met him in
Oh.
Vegas.
Oh.
I met him in Vegas, and he was there was literally nobody there. He just walks in, and he's like, "Oh my god, how's it going? What are you talking about? This is crazy."
Wait, he knew you.
Yeah, he knew me because of his wife. Well, they had saw my
His
performance.
wife's a fan.